Let's now get a more detailed outlook on investment between China and the United Kingdom. Here's Ramah Nyang with the details.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. Now, while addressing both houses of British Parliament, the House of Commons and the House of Lords, earlier on Tuesday, the language coming through from the Chinese president was fairly interesting. He said, for example, that China and Britain are increasingly interdependent and becoming a community of shared interests. But of course, this relationship goes beyond just the conversations between the respective leaders. Trade, of course, and investment is a very, very big part of it. The British Prime Minister's office, for example, announced that over £30 billion worth of trade and investment deals are expected to be announced in the course of this 4-day state visit. The thing is, this figure, though, does need a bit of context and a lot of background. For starters, let's start with foreign direct investment. Both the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development and the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation, estimated that global FDI flows fell by 8% and 11% respectively last year. But in the UK, very different story here. FDI flows in the year actually went up by 3% on an annual basis, and that kept it as the top FDI destination in Western Europe. Now, roughly 1 out of every 3 investment dollars that went to that region of the world last year went to the UK, a total of $72 billion going into that particular country. But of course, where exactly is that cash really going? A couple of examples for you. In 2014, it was investments like this. CNOOC, the China National Offshore Oil Corporation, putting $300 million into the second largest ever oil find up north in the North Sea, the Golden Eagle project, in that year alone. Fast forward to March 2015, manufacturing gets some attention here. Geely, it's a car maker that owns Volvo and the London taxi company. They put in nearly $400 million in a new assembly plant and a research and development unit. It will produce about 36,000 low-emission vehicles every single year, and that will also create about 1,000 jobs, of course, once the whole plant is up and running. Now, as far as the number and the scale of such products, China does have a lot of competition. Look at these numbers from 2014. It essentially ranks countries in terms of FDI projects. The United States right at the top, 564 projects coming through. France and India also ahead of China, not by much though, and Japan right behind. And of course, finally, if you're looking at it in terms of trade, well, in the year to September, it actually went up by 15.3%. Back to you, Beatrice.